Hi everyone, my name is Mia. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a peer health educator for Pulse. Today, I'm going to talk to you about what nourishment is. Before getting started, I'd like to acknowledge that subjects covered in this presentation may be sensitive for those experiencing disordered eating or body image issues. We encourage you to visit chw.calpoly.edu for resources, support, or treatment options. First, I'd like you to take a moment and think about what have you heard or learned about nutrition in the past? How did it feel to be told or taught that? We're going to circle back to these ideas shortly. So what is nourishment? Nourishment is the way in which we use a variety of food to fuel and sustain our bodies daily. Nourishment is vital to provide us with the energy and nutrients that we need in order to do the things we want and need to do. Nutrients include proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water. Nourishing our bodies doesn't have to be complicated. The key is to eat a variety of foods, including vegetables, fruits, protein, dairy or plant-based substitutes, and grains and starches. We're going to refer to the term nourishment when talking about how to fuel our bodies in order to avoid the term healthy eating. Diet culture has been sneaky in using the language of healthy eating and lifestyle change to disguise restrictive and ineffective diets. Think back to some of those negative feelings you may have had when hearing or learning about nutrition in the past. These feelings come from diet culture trying to dictate how we eat. We want to emphasize the importance of having food freedom, the freedom to eat foods that are appealing and contain essential nutrients and not only foods that have been deemed healthy. While the current dialogue on healthy eating pits the needs of your body versus your social and emotional needs, nourishment honors all of these needs and helps us make food decisions that support us physically without having to sacrifice foods that you enjoy and compromising your pleasure in eating. Nourishment looks different for each person, and each person's needs are dependent on their activity level, age, body, environment, and so much more. Later, we will touch upon some general rules of thumb for nourishment to help you have a better idea of what that may look like. Having a healthy relationship with food means giving yourself unconditional permission to eat the foods you enjoy and paying attention to how those foods feel in your body. Listen to how your body responds. Do you have more or less energy? How is your stomach feeling? Is there anything else you're experiencing? When you give yourself unconditional permission to eat the foods you enjoy, you can learn how foods impact the way you feel and incorporate that feedback into your eating decisions. By using these strategies, you are not placing foods into good or bad categories or alternating between guilt and restriction. Say you're craving chocolate cake, but you've deemed chocolate cake bad for you and decide that you should eat carrots instead to fulfill your hunger. When your cravings aren't satisfied, they're likely to intensify. Eventually, these cravings may become overwhelming, and you're more likely to eat in a way that feels out of control. You may even feel guilty or ashamed and believe this eating experience confirms that your desire for sweets can't be trusted. But really, if you had just eaten your cake when you first wanted it, you probably would have been satisfied with a smaller amount and been able to feel good about your eating decision. Knowing you can always have cake when you want it makes it easier to recognize when you're full. Having a healthy relationship with foods means eating when you're hungry and stopping when you're full most of the time. Understanding you're not defined by the foods you eat or by the size or shape of your body. Not obsessing over calories, macros, or clean eating. And allowing yourself to enjoy all foods and honoring your body's cues. Next, we're going to talk about MyPlate, and this is a tool to visualize what a satisfying meal may look like. Some general rules of thumb from MyPlate are to make sure at least half your plate are fruits and vegetables. A nourishing eating style also includes vegetables from all 5 vegetable subgroups. These include dark green vegetables, starchy vegetables, red and orange vegetables, beans, peas, and other vegetables. MyPlate also recommends that at least half of your grains are whole grains. You can find whole grains in the form of bread or cereal. Additionally, MyPlate recommends varying your protein sources. There are so many sources of protein, such as foods made from meat, poultry, seafood, beans and peas, eggs, processed soy products, nuts, and seeds. Lastly, MyPlate recommends dairy foods like milk, yogurt, and plant-based alternative dairy products to meet your calcium needs. Something to keep in mind is that there is no fat category in MyPlate. Sources of fat are also important and can be used in addition to other foods to keep you full. Additionally, MyPlate is specific to meals rather than snacks. When you listen to your body's cues, you may need a snack or something to add to your plate. Remember, each person's dietary needs are unique, and your needs may be different from your peers. Check out myplate.gov, link below, for more information and resources on how to nourish your body. You can also check out these references or book recommendations to learn more about the concepts that we discussed today. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you learn more about the term nourishment and how to apply these principles to your life. Please fill out our survey to help us improve our presentations in the future.